don't write much about twin flames anymore, because I do not want people to stick to a certain label and be stuck in a romantic dream or the idea of reunion as an equal to a relationship. It is so much more than that. For me, the whole process is about oneness and finding back to inner truth and freedom in the first place. Only when all fear-based patterns, all dependencies, all neediness, all expectations are energetically cleared from all bodies, and complete balance of the masculine and feminine energies is reached, the cosmic partners can come together to co-create and serve for the greater good and contribute to build new earth. In short, ego is gone. This article does not judge or compare or blame in any way. Everyone is important and serves a specific purpose. It is written with the intention to help get a broader understanding why the physical manifestation of these connections can differ despite the same energetics being at play. People going through a twin flame experience are often confused because there is so much different info out there and so many different twin pairs sharing different teachings and truths. Working through the jungle of information can be quite challenging. In addition to that, many compare their own journey to the stories of different twin flame couples that seem to have made it through the boot camp. Nevertheless, all of them still have to deal with the challenges of ascension, no matter if in physical reunion or not. To understand that better, here is an overview of the different types of connections. In this article, we focus on those where both halves are incarnated at the same time. Before taking a closer look into those differences, it is also important to point out that different pairs have signed up for different tasks and missions before incarnating. Everyone is exactly where they should be in their process, so comparing is rather counterproductive. We are all asked to develop the trust and inner knowing that everything is happening exactly according to divine will and for the best outcome for all involved. Energetically, pairs can be in physical reunion without having reached a full balance energetically. These types of connections are usually very challenging and draining for the pairs and require permanent focus on the connection to balance between the two human beings that is not balanced within them individually yet. Having said this, here are the main different types of connections. No separation phase at all. This is the most infrequent connection of all of them as it is very draining and challenging for both partners. Despite the intense energetic pulls caused by an inner misbalance of feminine and masculine energies and by 3D conditioning and fear, the pair decides to stay together, in most cases have children and work through the process together. Often, these pairs do not know for years or even decades what they are experiencing and why their relationship is so challenging and draining despite the huge love they feel for each other. All their energy is spent on somehow maintaining balance, as they do not understand that it is about finding balance within themselves first. They are so busy with themselves that they do not participate much in social activities. Their spiritual side remains hidden for a long time. Often after years and years of struggle, the carrier of the more feminine energy, which is not gender-based, comes across information on twin flames and all of a sudden understands. Energetically, many of these pairs still have not reached a state of energetic reunion, although being together physically for a long time. They have tried to make this connection work based on old relationship templates that are not suitable for the very high-frequency twin share. These pairs have incarnated and chosen this path to show the many others going through the process that the physical separation is a blessing and should be welcomed. They help people to understand that silence helps both partners to focus on themselves and on building their own strength and inner balance. Once they have found their own balance, they can work on this connection in a whole different way, and finally reach energetic and then physical reunion based on freedom, authenticity and trust. Their new connection is completely different from their former experience. That is when they start to really develop their gifts and talents in a whole new way and touch people with their energy to the core. Early reunion after short separation. There are quite a lot of twin pairs that are also publicly sharing their own experience going through the separation process and then reaching union. Most of these pairs are indeed living together but not in full energetic reunion, which equals full energetic balance with all that is, which equals oneness. They still go through a lot of push and pulls and daily struggles as the energy is not as balanced as it should be. Many have cleared most of their relationship-related beliefs and patterns, and yet often abundance or health topics still play a major role. They mostly have troubles of being physically separate from each other and experience great feelings of dependency, especially when the other is gone. That is why they often feel that their mission can be fulfilled jointly only. Often, there is still a lot of spiritual ego stuff to clear. These pairs need to be highly valued, as they stay in this condition usually over many years to help many going through this process when they pass a certain energetic gateway. While people move on from them when they have learned that there is more to come, these pairs remain there as the important way shower on that frequency level. They are sacrificing their own ascension to serve many others on their way. On and off and on and off. There are quite a lot of pairs that also come together and separate again while going through cycles of drama and fear. They both cannot be with and cannot be without each other. The result is intense togetherness for a while, often including physical experiences, just to fall apart again and going through longer or shorter periods of separation. They are learning on the go that the balancing is necessary. Like the previous types of connections, also for them the main portion of their energy goes into maintaining the connection and trying to find outer balance before inner balance, which can prolong that process and pattern. Nevertheless, those pairs use the separation phases to find themselves and their authenticity. In these periods, they develop their own life and mission more and more to reach their freedom and find their purpose. So each time they come together again, they are using this ray connection to push the next buttons for each other that need to be cleared until everything is gone that is in the way and true physical reunion becomes possible. Separation and friendship only until all is cleared. This type of connection seems to be the toughest one at first, but turns out to be the smoothest in the end. These pairs have decided to not come together physically before full energetic reunion, that is inner energetic balance, and then energetic balance in the connection is reached. That is why these pairs experience long periods of separation with hardly or no contact at all, and they only get back together when it is needed to push into the next level of releasing and clearing. While the feminine part often already sees very clearly what this connection truly is, the masculine part remains asleep for a longer period. Once they are back in touch again, the masculine part often defines this connection as friendship only, as they cannot feel the connection the same as long as their heart center is closed most of the time. In these connections, bipolarity is cooking high, and the feminine often has the feeling to deal with two persons, like a 3D and a 5D version of the partner that do not know each other or remember each other. That often, especially in earlier phases, leaves them completely confused, as the words and actions often differ a lot. Although it seems very hurtful from the human perspective to be in separation and getting a friendship talk, from an energetic perspective, these pairs work very structured and focused through their own stuff, subconsciously knowing that this is the quickest way to find back to balance, happiness and joy. They are finding inner balance first before balancing the energy between the two. They are finding their freedom, authenticity and individual talents and gifts, and build a life on their own first, which in the end makes an energetic and physical reunion easier as energy is directed into self first. Spiritual connection first. There are also twins that experience intense connections in the etheric only, without a physical encounter. The energetic experiences are a lot more intense than for those pairs that have met in the physical. This is often the case for celebrity twins, where the non-celebrity recognizes the partner first. They do all the cleansing and clearing on the energetic level, until they are ready for a first physical encounter to activate the partner to go into their own balancing and cleansing process. These connections are most challenging in terms of trusting the own intuition, because the non-celebrity twin is often declared to be completely insane and just hopelessly in love with a famous person. Separation and no reunion. There are also pairs that are not making it to reunion as they are too stuck in 3D belief patterns and fears. By holding on to those, they keep going through the same spirals, experiencing pain from attachments and neediness. These low frequencies of fear keeps the two apart energetically. These pairs are getting less and less though as the frequencies on the planet are rising and supporting the awakening and transformation of the pairs. No matter what the physical manifestation looks like of the connections, the energetic dynamics are always the same. So looking at all types of connections, we can see that the energetic dynamics are always the same. The connections are exhausting and draining when there is a misbalance within the individuals and between the two. Real energetic and physical reunion without hartakas, pushes and pulls is only possible when the individuals have fully balanced themselves within, have reached freedom from all conditioning and have found their true essence in self-love, and when ego has completely transformed into a free spirit. The energies on the planet are now allowing this more and more to happen. Nevertheless, each individual needs to work for and through this on their own and consciously clear all low fear frequency patterns from their mental, emotional and physical bodies. No matter if they are in touch with their partners, even living with them or not. The texts I share are always based on my intuition, downloads and/or on experiences of clients and my own. I do not claim what I share to be the ultimate truth. I encourage you to only take what resonates to find your own truth and wisdom. As this is universal wisdom, I do not claim any copyright. Please feel free to share this content as long as you keep its message complete so that the meaning does not get twisted. Thank you. With lots of light and love, Vera Ingbor.